There is this giant problem with the American school system that no one seems to be addressing, and it's leading to the downfall of our country. This isn't a new problem either. In fact, you've probably seen this happen in your own school year after year, and no one is doing anything about it. The problem I'm talking about is with student accountability. Let me give you an example. Maddie and Jackson, because there's always a kid named Jackson in class lately, are both in the 6th grade. Maddie takes good notes, does all of her homework, studies for her tests, and finishes the year with straight A's. Jackson, on the other hand, never does his classwork, refuses to read even the back of a cereal box, disrupts the class every chance he gets, and ends the year with all F's. By the way, Jackson doesn't have an IEP. He's not learning disabled. He's just a turd. What kind of reward will Maddie get for her efforts? What kind of repercussions will Jackson face for his lack thereof? None. Maddie and Jackson will both move on to 7th grade as equals. It doesn't seem right, does it? Along the way, these two have taken measure of academic progress, or MAPS tests to measure their growth over time. These tests come with normative data so educators can compare their results with others across the state and across the nation. Maddie has consistently scored at or above the grade level average. Jackson, of course, has been licking the floor his entire academic career, scoring well below grade level average time after time. Furthermore, at the end of each year, students are required to take a state test, evaluating their ability to carry out skills the state has deemed that all 6th graders should possess. Despite Maddie being considered proficient and Jackson being considered below proficiency, they'll see each other in class again next year. Jackson may receive a letter recommending he attend summer school, but it's just that, a recommendation. His parents can ignore it and he'll still move up. Jackson is not an outlier. There are lots of Jacksons, and this scenario plays out year after year in elementary schools all across the country. The only exception is from kindergarten up to 3rd grade. Teachers often hold students back during these years. In fact, there's a hard stop during the 3rd grade year where it's mandatory if they can't read. By the end of that year, if the student cannot pass the state reading test, they must repeat the grade. But after 3rd grade, kids don't get held back in elementary like ever. Teachers are expected to use those maps and state tests to drive instruction, but does it really matter if students move up regardless? If a failing grade means you still pass, why would you even try? The system is set up in a way that even if you don't try, you win. That's not how the world works. Isn't school supposed to prepare us for the real world? This is just one of several problems with education right now, but it seems like an easy fix to me. Other countries around the globe place enormous pressure on academic success, and they get results. I'm not saying we have to go to those extremes, but maybe we could start with something simple. What if a student failed a grade level, they just didn't get to go to the next one? I'd love to hear what problems you face with your local school system. Maybe we can address them in a future episode. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for visiting the Room for Improvement. Things may never be perfect, but we're making them better all the time.